Could you tell us a little bit about, should people be reading too much into the event you attended over the weekend at all as to pertaining to your vote?
Well, as it was reported in the Wall Street Journal, it was on balance. As it was reported in the New York Post, it was not on balance. And the reason I say that is because I made a very clear point of saying I have a very diverse constituency, and I interface with everybody in my district. Interestingly enough, the night I stopped in at the ESPA dinner for maybe 7 or 8 minutes, I was at a labor dinner where I was saying a few words. And the week before, and at the very same place, I was at the Conservative Party annual dinner. So I am speaking briefly at a labor dinner in the convention center, walked over to another room where the Empire State Pride dinner was being held, and the week before, the Conservative dinner was in exactly the same place. So what should be read into this is you have a hardworking senator that pays interest to his constituents without regard to what their orientation is, whether it's business, labor, sexual preference, or anything else. I have some very good friends that were at the ESPA dinner. I was very happy to say hello to Eric Schneiderman, my former colleague. I got to welcome him to my hometown. And so I don't think anybody should read anything into my presence at any event, whether it's a conservative dinner or whether it's a marriage equality dinner, or, and by the way, it's not the only issue for people in the GLBT community. Obviously, they're concerned about taxes and all of the other things too. So,
how was your reception at the ESPA dinner?
I was very warmly received. I should say that I was invited to attend by a friend, and I explained that I couldn't spend the evening there because I was doing other things. Most people know we do 5 or 6 events in the course of a night sometimes, but I was very well received, and again, pointing out, but most of the people that were at that dinner were people that I know from banking, from professions, from other walks of life, and so it was representative of the community that we live in. And it should be viewed that way.
Right. Has your vote changed at all? Have you discussed where you're headed at this point?
Well, we haven't seen a bill. I think I know the concept of the bill pretty well. And I have explained before that I'm not going to declare how my vote will come out this year. But I think you could understand that the last time we were forced into voting this by the Democrat majority at the time, that really did not serve the gay community very well at all. They forced that bill to the floor for a vote to try to put some Republican and maybe some conservative Democrats in a box before the election, and that would have cost them a primary, or it would have cost them conservative endorsement. It would have cost them the seat, and I think the intent was also to pry loose the Senate majority.
Were you one of the lawmakers who Governor Cuomo contacted over the weekend or met with, to talk about the measure?
No, I haven't met with the governor at all. I actually have asked for an opportunity to meet with him personally. I have not
to talk about this issue?
Yes, and I think that it's fair because, as I say, I have a very diverse constituency. He is driving this issue very hard. I think that because I'm the first voter to vote in the Republican conference, that I have a little extra burden because that will, to some extent, lead the way for some of the other voters in my conference. I have not met with the mayor either, with Mayor Bloomberg. I have met with Christine Quinn. We've had ongoing discussions with Reverend Motley, with Mike Long. So once again, I'm talking to everybody on this issue. And I think the more we talk about it, the more we realize that you can argue it from any angle. I think the universal thrust behind this really is that it's an issue that the legislature will deal with. But I do think that we would like to see the Assembly take the lead on this, as they always have. For whatever reason, it seems as though they're shying away from bringing the governor's bill to the floor right now. So I think that it would be an interesting thing to see the Assembly bring the bill to the floor sometime, and they seem not to be wanting to do that.
Yeah. Alrighty.